everyone. This is Katie with Songwriter's Vantage. We are very blessed to have with us right now Bobby Borg.
Hello.
Fantastic musician, formerly with a little band called Warrant. Beggars and Thieves. Great rocker, musician, artist advocate, author of the Musician's Handbook. This is Bobby Borg. Thank you so much for being with us.
That was wonderful.
Talk to us. Let us know a little bit about what you do. And
okay. Well, I'm involved. I got involved with writing a book called the Musician's Handbook that got published by Billboard Books, and that set off a series of things. I got involved in teaching at UCLA, where I design a bunch of classes for them. I'm actually sit on the board of entertainment for UCLA Extension,
Awesome.
Where I design music publishing classes and classes like independent artist marketing, you know, very DIY type of stuff that's very practical and things that you can do right now. I also teach at Musicians Institute, where I design a series of classes, and I speak at conventions like this, where Taxi Road Rally. I travel all over the country, speak at Berklee College of Music, and travel overseas as well. Spoke in Moscow and other interesting places. Write a variety of articles for different magazines, such as Music Connection magazine, etc. And the whole purpose really is just to educate artists that are up and coming about the laws and regulations that exist in the music industry, and also things that can make their lives and pursuing their career a little bit easier.
Gotcha. So, you're going to let us know how they can connect and get onto your classes and things like that. That's fantastic. So, basically, you probably help artists of all levels. Like, someone may be starting out. I would highly recommend getting the Musician's Handbook. It's a phenomenal book. I have it. It's awesome. What advice would you give to maybe someone who, might not even be around this area or just trying to get in and, got songs and...
Okay. Well, I also have another book, by the way, called How to Market Your Music and Create a Buzz, which I think would be probably even more applicable specifically for that question. And I think ultimately the first thing would be to be very, very clear on what it is that you're trying to do, first and foremost, because really a lot of people are not. They're like, I just want to get my music out there, or I just want to get signed, or I just want to do it, man, or something like that. Well, who do you want to get signed to?
That's what I was thinking when I asked you.
Who do you want to get signed to? What do you really want to do? Where do you really want to get it out there? These are all things that are very, very important things. So, guys, write this down real quick. You want to have SMART goals. You want to have specific, measurable, attainable, and realistic time goals and time-based goals as well. So SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based goals. And if you're really clear on exactly where you're going, there's some element in which you can measure that, such as I want to sell 1,000 CDs, or I want to get 3 songs placed in Opus One with Opus One Music Library or Riptide, etc. In other words, you're very specific, measurable, attainable. You have a clear goal of how you're going to get there. It's realistic. It's not a fantasy. We're not talking about dreams. We're talking about business. And it's time-based. Within a year, that is ultimately going to make everybody's lives so much, much more easier, simply because a lot of people are just kind of throwing things out. Just throwing things out, hoping that essentially something is going to click, and sometimes there's no direction and people tend to get lost. So that's my number one big tip for today.
Okay, it's a great tip. Focus in on what would make sense for your music, find the right people that can help you, give yourself a timeline, a plan.
That's it.
A blueprint,
SMART goals,
shall we say.
SMART goals.
And so, people who aren't in LA, people who aren't in New York, and these places where we have access to actually come to your classes, and how can people, they can still get their music submitted? What would you recommend?
How to get music submitted?
Move to LA?
No, not necessarily. Actually, I think wherever you're from, you might feel as though you're lost and maybe you feel out of touch. You're not in Nashville, New York, or LA. I mean, there's lots of things that you can do, obviously, via the internet, which of course is a means that you can use. There's a lot of services that are available where you can actually at least have a means by which to promote your music, or at least respond to certain listings. And there's not being an advocate of necessarily any one of those companies. You can always, if they want, they can write me at my website bobbyborg.com, and I can, if you have any specific questions, I can give them certain things that they can do. But just overall, I mean, think small. Don't automatically think You want to get placed in a television show, so you go directly to that television show.
Right.
Think of how you can build up to that. You know, for example, what feels to me like a generic piece of advice, but maybe a lot of people have not heard of, is why not hit up the local film school? Why not hit up the local film department nearby? Maybe there's a college that has a film department, and in that college there's students. And there's students that need to do projects, and they have the availability of expensive equipment, so they're making their documentary, and they need music for that documentary. And now you have a piece of music synced with this documentary film. You take that little piece, you put it on YouTube, and now you actually have a music placement that you generated yourself.
Right.
And that kind of energy just keeps on building. You know, we want to go from here to here, and we want to go like that.
Right.
Take the steps to get up there.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
You can get there. Just try not to skip too many steps, and I think that's the biggest mistake people make. They try to cut too many steps.
Or they feel overwhelmed. They feel like, forget it, I can't get my song on this
They sit on the beach, they look out at the ocean, they don't know which way to swim.
Yeah.
So you have to go, I'm going to swim to that buoy, and then once you swim to that buoy, it becomes even more clear, you know. So
kind of like a year plan as you go, a map out.
That's important.
Your goals, do your research, find out who the person to contact is, start looking around your area for, like you said, film. It's a great idea.
And going along with what you said, when you definitely do your research, find out who to contact, but also give them a reason that when you contact them, there's something there. Right. There's a little bit of a story. So you're not just saying, help, there's like, hey, guess what? I've placed this, I've done this locally, I've worked with this documentary filmmaker. Now there's a little bit more of a story there behind you.
Now when you say approaching them, are you talking maybe about music supervisors, things like that get your, because they would probably need to go a step further and see what kind of projects they're working on and have a song and say, this would be great for your project, that kind of thing.
Well, let's just say, for example, you contacted a music library. Obviously they're interested in knowing that you have the right material, you have broadcast quality material, and that you have relatively good songs as well. But a lot of times they're also interested in knowing whether or not there's a little bit of a history or story behind you first and foremost, and you're not someone that wrote their first song on the Pro Tool rig and all of a sudden it's like, I'm ready for success, you know? So they want to I think a story, building a little bit of a history is really important too.
So that's, from beginning to end, and if you're midway there, then you can just get that much further. So that's really good advice for me too, as an artist. I appreciate that. So again, let us know your books, how we can find your books, where we can contact you, please.
Okay, sure, absolutely. BobbyBorg.com is my website, and on the website you can find a series of links and articles, and there's a store there where the book is for sale. The Musician's Handbook, How to Market Your Music and Create a Buzz, is available on the site.
Both awesome books.
2 places you can find me.
Okay.
One place you can find.
I found you on Amazon. Yes.
Yeah, Amazon. Yeah, that definitely works too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we really appreciated all the work you do for us as artists. Thank you so much for sitting with us, Bobby. Bobby Borg. This is Katie signing off with Songwriters Advantage. Everybody check out BobbyBorg.com, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very enlightening. Awesome.